Little girl Milana need help. God, I ask that I recover to study best and my photo was on the board of honor. And that I never get a colonoscopy again. It's terrible when a child asks for Christmas instead of toys and entertainments. Scary and not familiar to the parents of healthy children. We dream, as a rule, about material values, career and good relationships. Milana and her family have a different life. Life with Crohn's disease. From examination to examination. From one complication to another. It all started 6 years ago, a month after the birth of Milana, when my mother noticed that streaks of blood appear in the stool. Doctors did not pay attention to the alarming symptom. But at 3 months the baby's legs suddenly became bruised. The CSTO took tests. It was found that the level of platelets at the upper limit of the norm. Nevertheless, the doctor made an attempt to calm her mother and sent her to Milana home. Fortunately, my mother did not calm down and appealed to the head of the infectious disease department at Children's Hospital No. 1. She consulted with leading experts of the NEPA, and when it turned out to be fruitless, agreed to examine the child in OMAT DEET. 20 minutes my mother died behind the door of the ward, where my daughter was doing rectomonoscopy. The baby screamed without ceasing. When it was over, my mother saw the worried faces of the doctors and the bloody sheets. She was informed that the baby's intestines are covered with sores. Bleeding opens when contact opens. Just a little bit more, and you would have buried your daughter. The girl was diagnosed with non-specific ulcerative colitis. Problems with platelets were only a consequence of NNC. Have registered a preparation sallow fork for constant reception. Mom doubted. The instructions forbade the use of children under 12 years. She was told, until 2008, this drug was not, and we just buried such children. For the past since then, Milana was examined in the NEPA, Kiev and Moscow, where they found concomitant diseases requiring surgical intervention. Problems began not only from the hematology, but also from dermatology, the liver. Even small infections are dangerous. They can lead to complications right up to the rupture of the intestine. In the spring of 2017, the girl's condition worsened. In a short time, she lost 5 kilograms of weight. The head of the Children's Regional Department of Reconstructive Surgery, after consulting with his Kiev colleagues, decided to hospitalize Milana in the Kiev Institute of Pediatrics, Obstetrics and Gynecology, IPAG. There, Milana changed the diagnosis: Crohn's disease. Supportive therapy was prescribed. The constant intake of Pentasa and special food Nestlé Modulin. Despite the statement of a more serious diagnosis, Mom and Milana happy. After the start of taking new drugs, the girl for the first time in 6 years went into remission. That's what it means to know the enemy in person. My lash went to grade 1 and, finally, forgot about the daily pain. To stay in this state longer, interrupt therapy cannot. The cost of packing Pentas $37.75 UAH, Modulana packaging 394 Ukrainian hryvnias. Only they cost the family 5,000 Ukrainian hryvnias monthly. But there are a lot of related drugs, paid surveys, trips to Kiev. The next hospitalization in IPAG is scheduled for the spring of this year. We ask you to help Milanochka live without pain and suffering.